Hey, good morning, everybody. It's time now for Putnam County Today here on 94.3 WREB. With us this morning from the Salvation Army, it's Billie K. And Billie, it's great to meet you.
Great to see you.
And Salvation Army kind of getting a start here in Putnam County. I know we were looking for people to fill an advisory board for you folks and everything. I guess talk a little bit about what the Salvation Army does and how it affects people in Putnam County.
Okay. A lot of the things that we do are what we call emergency assistance. And that's providing basically emergency need for those families or individuals in your county. Typically that's to do with rent, mortgage, food, clothing, and we do some medical assistance as well.
Okay. And I know we've been promoting the fact you're looking for an advisory board here in the county. What does that consist of, and how does that affect things here in Putnam County with the Salvation Army?
Right, just having a relationship here in the community with other people that basically know the needs in your community. We have a couple of people that have stepped up and come on board with this. However, the roles that we're looking for now really are people to help us with, we have a nursing home ministry that we've not been able to bring to this community yet.
Okay.
And that would be like at Easter and Christmas, just visiting those homes and giving them a gift.
Okay.
And the requirement really is just that you have a passion for what we're doing and that you're available once a quarter to have a meeting.
All right. Now, we've also heard that, you guys are doing this in several other surrounding counties as well, right? And, we want to remind folks too that when the Salvation Army, like the advisory board, raises money, most of that money stays here in the county, right?
Right. That's one of the things that's nice about us, what we call a service unit, which is what you are here in Putnam County. We don't have the facility that we have to pay for. Right now we're functioning out of the police post here.
Okay.
So it's free board and free rent, and so that helps us to be able to bring about 90% of everything raised here in your community back to your community. All
right, well, that's great. Tell us some other things about the Salvation Army maybe we don't know. I mean, I think when we think of the Salvation Army, you think of the Red Kettle campaign, and that's about it.
Right, but we also do disaster work, and a lot of people aren't even familiar with us on that unless they've seen the canteen at a disaster, usually a larger scale disaster, but we actually do local disasters. 2-alarm fire or smaller, we can help financially those families. I think another great program we offer is we have a free camp that people from your community can go to. It's 6-year-old to 18-year-olds. And it's in Bedford, Indiana.
Okay.
And it's a week long where they can do crafts and swim in our Olympic-sized pool. We even have zip line now. So.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. And, of course, you always need your bell ringers on Christmas for the Red Kettle campaign. How's a good way for people in the community if they want to help out, either monetarily or, win some time? How can they get a hold of you folks?
If they can get a hold of, Sue Staball is our local kettle coordinator, but Alicia Linton, she'll be glad to take any calls at the police post and guide people in the right direction where to sign up to do that, or to even just say, hey, we have a group that would like to ring for you. So. Okay.
Now, are you kind of like the United Way as far as you have a set goal as far as, money-wise where you need to be or where you want to be? And, how could people access that information if they want to find out more?
They can be glad to get with Alicia Linton. Again, she has the county budget. We send her all the information and she keeps up to date with that. We try to set a reasonable goal. Again, it's all based on the volunteers and help you have. This year we raised about $3,300. We'd like to see this about a $10,000 county to give back. All
right, well, sounds great. And of course, you guys have a website, the Salvation Army does. What's that website?
It's salvationarmyindiana.org.
All right, so a lot of questions can be answered there, right?
Yes.
All right. And with this part of the Salvation Army this morning is Nancy Wolfe. Nancy takes care of some outlying counties. You're the ones that's kind of putting together the advisory board for the Salvation Army. But let's talk a little bit about the history of Salvation Army in Putnam County. You guys actually started when we had what was called the away home shelter, and that has since kind of come and gone, and you're trying to rebuild your presence here in the county.
Right.
And talk to us a little bit about what you guys are doing right now.
Well, we are actually looking for people to form an advisory council. Most of our Salvation Army units that are in the counties that I deal with have an advisory council, and they meet at least 4 times a year to plan the Red Kettle campaign and to do any other fundraising and to distribute assistance to those in need throughout the county.
All right. And, you know, that's a huge thing. I don't think a lot of people understand. When we think of the United or the Salvation Army, we think of just the Red Kettle campaigns. You guys do a whole host of other things as well.
Right. We provide services throughout the year for utilities, for medical assistance, for transportation, for housing, for food. You know, it's not a huge amount, but we do provide that assistance. We provide a program for those counties that raise enough funds through the Red Kettle campaign. We provide a Tools for Schools program, which supplies students in need with school supplies and backpacks. We also have the League of Mercy, which provides gifts to the nursing homes throughout the year. And we would like eventually to form an offshoot of an advisory council here to deal with disaster services. In Sullivan County, they do have a disaster team, and they recently had a fire, and it was a high-rise, senior citizens,
Right.
provided housing and shelter and food for those that were evacuated from the fire. We'd like to be able to do something similar here in this county.
All right. Well, it sounds great. And, you know, not only are the Salvation Army asking for monetary donations, but even people's time, right?
Right. Time is probably the most important thing.
And probably the most expensive if you have to pay for it, right?
Right.
All right. Well, real quickly, I want to give just a quick history of how the Salvation Army got started in England. And I know you're the person to ask about this.
Well, it started in the early to mid 1800s by William Booth, and he saw that the destitute people in London were not being served by the church. The church was for the elite, and so he started a ministry outside of the Church of England and formed what became the Salvation Army.
Cool. Well, we appreciate you taking time to be with us and kind of giving us a brief history and kind of what you guys are doing here.
And thank you for having us.
Hey, no problem. Don't forget, if you're a nonprofit group or community organization and you'd like some free airtime here on WREB, you too can be a part of Putnam County Today. All you need to do is give us a call at 653-9717.